This is a wow watch. This is so nice. I'm so excited to wear it. You got a lot of nice stuff here. Boom is beautiful, nice yellow patina, nice bezel. How much you asking for this watch?
Hi, come on in, man. Hey, what's up, man? What's up? I was just trying to do a deal with this guy here. I'm trying to buy this guy's watch. You know this guy.
We are back in Sonny's Collections Inc. in downtown Miami, Florida. Also, the spec sheet to check out some watches, showing some watches that he wants to offer to a client. Hopefully get some business going.
Oh, I gotta show you a watch.
That's why I'm here. Then I want to see what's on your wrist. And then,
This one here? Okay, well, we're getting.
hold on, let's do one at a time. That looks great.
Oh, yeah, this is that GMT that I told you about. It's the underline deal style.
So we are looking at a reference 1675 GMT Master. It's an underline, so I'm going to assume it's circa 1963 because that's when these dials were produced. The underline is to signify that Rolex has transitioned from radium to tritium so that we know that there's not a high radiation or any radiation in this dial. We don't know why they chose the underline, but it's well known. So the dial is very matted. It's not even at all glossy. Did you do these hands?
I didn't touch it.
Well, the hands are color matched, which is a problem. Yeah, I mean, case is nice.
Case is nice. It's unpolished here.
But the dial is the problem.
Well,
Yeah. Dial's original hands have been matched. And they didn't even do like a good match because see how the dial's like yellow and the hands are a little darker. So the UV light shows us that it is zinc sulfide tritium. So when we flash the light on it for this particular era, it should glow green, which it's doing.
so the dial is original. The case it's unpolished. It does have this paperwork.
Bracelets later.
Yeah, right.
Bezel inserts later also. I mean, it's red back, but it's for later serial.
It's a Frankenstein a little bit.
It's not Frankenstein. It's just a later bracelet and insert. It's not
Okay.
Frankenstein. I mean,
Well, that's so it's not the way it was born.
yeah, dude, it's tight. I think because of the style.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, there's no damage on the dial. It has some aging on the dial.
No, it just these dials were produced with a glossy lacquer finish, and they aged over time, so they got dried or matted out.
That's what it's.
And this
I don't see anybody's played with the dial. That's
no. It's not been altered. It's just aged, and I don't think there's sadly any money to make.
No, turn it back. But he's not gonna cut back. He's not.
Yeah, I really don't think. I mean, it's cool that it has papers and everything, but you know, these papers from this era were never.
Well, it is that. Well, yeah,
But
but
it has a retailer stamp and it has this, but like it doesn't carry the same weight. I mean, it adds value for sure.
right.
But
Not the same as the punch. But I don't these have a punch paper. They made it for anything.
it's got a good look. I think it's a very, very risky proposition.
Then we're not gonna take a risk, and not in today's market, right?
Yeah, it's a shame because it's a rare variant and the case is really nice and it's got a good look from afar. But the problem is, you know, you have to show up close style pictures and describe it. And when people buy these watches, as you very well know, they want like super glossy mirror-like finish styles. I want to see that.
Hey, you guys, please try to whatever.
Because
Anything else there? Here, take a look at this one. This is the Patek 130.
where did this come from? Was that in what region of the world did this come
Look, they went up north. Up north.
In the United States?
Yes, United States, up north. I would say close to like Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania kind of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Wow.
Rare set.
So this is a Patek Philippe chronograph reference 130, circa 1940s, with an incredible sector dial. So there's different layers to the dial, or sector, if you will, is what they call it. Incredibly rare. This one in yellow gold. But wow, and you have it on an Omega strap. What do you do?
Hey, listen, I just put something on you liked, you know. I didn't have the right band. It came with a really disgusting.
This is a wow watch. For me, this is one of the beautiful watches.
That's why I was wearing it. I said, let me enjoy it.
And the condition is super.
Very nice.
Super
good. Keeps stuff.
The dial's amazing, strong enamel. And we're always looking on these early Patek signatures for a raised enamel. And we're looking for the accents over the E's, the commas, because these dials, like 95% of vintage Pateks, have been cleaned, usually by Patek, where they clean the dial and they make it try to look brand new. They call it a refresh. And
the clear coat, they take the clear.
Yeah, they take the clear coat off. And the accents over the letters and everything like that, and the commas, they usually get wiped away because they're the thinnest. So the fact that it's still strong and prevalent there, you know, I wouldn't even say this dial, if it was ever clean, it was done incredibly lightly, but I don't even know that it was. Wow, what a watch. Congratulations.
Hey, listen, you know, it's for sale like anything else. Everything else is for sale.
What are you looking for?
I think I'm going to try, I'm going to put a price tag for like $125.
fair number.
Yeah. So, you know.
Do you mind if I show this to a client?
Sure. Come on.
Yeah. This is so nice. I'm so excited to wear this. I haven't had a sector dial maybe ever. You know, I don't know.
Those are rare.
I've sold a bunch of 130s, but never a sector. I don't.
Yeah, the sector dial was always rare.
So, yeah, I think I might have somebody overseas in Asia who would be very interested in this watch.
You know, you got the power. You can sell it, sir.
Yeah.
That's how easy it is.
All right, cool. Yeah, give me a few days with it.
Sure.
So I'm going to take off so I don't get stuck in traffic.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Love you, Miz.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so we are leaving my good friend Sonny's office. We looked at a couple cool watches. Unfortunately, nothing we're going to buy. Left him a few watches on consignment to try to sell some modern pieces. But the coolest part was peeling this watch, this really rare Patek chronograph off of his wrist. I'm crazy excited about it. I don't think I've ever had one personally to sell, so I'm super pumped about it. It's getting late though. It's like 5:30. I don't want to get stuck in traffic. We do need to go see my friend Max of Maxed Diamonds, so we're going to do that tomorrow. So I'll see you guys then. Hey guys, so we're here in not so sunny Miami today in a new up-and-coming area called Little River to visit my friend Max's shop. It's Max Time and Diamonds. He just moved down here from Atlanta, opened up a nice retail location, which I've never been to yet, and I've been promising him for a long time. He says he has some watches to show me, so let's go take a look at the shop and hopefully buy some watches. Come on. What's up, brother?
Oh, man, how are you?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Come on in.
Hey, cool. Dude, I love what you've done with the shop here, man. Congrats on
Thank you very
a
much.
successful opening.
I appreciate it.
To look at all this jewelry that I really don't care about, as beautiful as it is, because sure, luckily my wife doesn't care.
Yeah.
And some watches. He said, you have some watches. Let's see them.
We got a ton of new merchandise that came in today.
Awesome.
Let me get it for you. It's in the back.
Nice.
I know there's some modern pieces in there, probably not your cup of tea.
Right.
Obviously, we can just show the fans at home all the good stuff, but really the stuff that you like is vintage.
Correct.
Right?
Well, everything you sold me in the past has been vintage.
Very true. All right.
Let's pull this aside, this aside. You got a lot of nice stuff, dude. Pull this aside. Yes, let's take a look. Yes, let's take a look. A little Rolex Oyster. They called these boys size. That's what they genuinely called them, boys size, and 28 millimeters. Okay, let's put this aside. Okay, good start.
Okay.
You got a lot of nice stuff here. Okay, let's start with the dates. It looks like either an 18038 or 18238.
238.
238, so double quick.
Case backs.
And what we mean by double quick is that you're able to change both the day and the date with the crown. One position changes the day of the week at the top, and one position changes the actual date. This watch looks to be in great condition. There's no stretch on the bracelet, has case back sticker, still visible on the back, looks to be a polished case with a nice champagne dial. How much are you asking for it?
Probably in the neighborhood of like 14.2.
To the side for now.
No problem.
Okay, next up we have same thing in white gold, 18339. Yeah, that looks great. Looks a little bit short. And by short, we mean that there are some links missing. So at some point, somebody wore this and they removed a few links. How much are you asking for this?
This one, 14.5.
All right, let's put it to the side. Let's say, ooh, something a little special. We have a two-tone Datejust based on the service card, 16013. So it has the quick set function through the crown. But the special part about this watch is that it's co-signed Tiffany & Co. Looks to be nice all original lume with nice yellowed plots. Case is strong. It's been lightly polished, but you can see that the pinholes aren't worn down or anything. Good distance between the edge of the case. Usually when they polish these watches too far, the pinhole gets closer and closer to the edge of the case. Nice watch. Tiffany looks original. And it's funny because on these watches, these Tiffany signatures, most people don't realize that Rolex did not stamp Tiffany. These watches were sold to Tiffany, which they retailed their stores, and they stamped Tiffany & Co. So they had them done by hand. And a lot of times they're very, very sloppy. So a lot of times they're fake. You have to really know what you're looking at and understand what's period correct, what's original, what's not. And just because it's sloppy doesn't mean it's not original. It's nice that it has a service card with it from 2018. So generally, if the stamp was not original, Rolex would not issue a service card for it.
That's correct.
It's one way of somewhat verifying a Tiffany signature. And also it has a USA bracelet, which is important. Why? Because Tiffany was only sold in the United States. So it would have had to have a USA bracelet, or not have to, but it's good to see it. Although this bracelet has seen better days. 7? Let's put it aside and we'll decide later with everything else. So we have a plastic crystal GMT Master, reference 16750. Ooh, and I can see right away that it has a spider dial, which means the lacquer has degraded or cracked and giving it a spider effect. It's something some collectors really like, some collectors really don't. It's really an aesthetic thing, but it does mean that the clear coat in the lacquer did crack at some point, giving it that effect. But what's cool about this watch in particular is that is what we call a no-date dial. And what do I mean by that? Yes, it has a date on the watch, of course, but if you look at the second line of text, it says Oyster Perpetual and not Oyster Perpetual date. That means this is the very first version of the gloss 16750 with white gold surrounds. Shortly after that, it would say Oyster Perpetual date. So they call this quote-unquote MK1 or first execution of the 16750 gloss. Overall, the watch is pretty nice. Nice case with original bevels. I would say pretty sharp case. Boom is beautiful, nice yellowed patina, nice bezel. What are you asking for this one?
For you, probably 11.5 on this one.
Okay. We'll probably be closer to 10 on it. Let's put it to the side.
Okay.
I am interested though. Next, we have a 5513 Submariner, circa 1970s. I won't know the exact year unless we pull off the bracelet, but it is a maxi dial. It looks to be like a maxi MK5 dial, if I had to guess. The crystal is very scratched up, honest watch. Nice sharp case with original bevels. The hands were replaced by Rolex at some point with service hands. Let's take a closer look at the dial.
I knew the customer. He was an original owner. Lost the papers.
Okay.
So
most of them did.
Yeah, unfortunate. And I think he said something along the lines with a box. He might have sold it with his other watch. He didn't mean to.
Right.
But this one, he did send it to Rolex at one point because
Yeah,
they have the watch service and whatever. Long story short, they wanted to replace the hands because they got damaged. So
and probably when he sent it in, he didn't know better. That was worth it to keep the original hands because it wasn't a thing back then. But it still has the original 93150 bracelet, G clasp code, which is correct for 7 million in that same range. So that was the only thing that got replaced on it. Overall, really attractive watch. Either, again, like we discussed in a prior video, either have to either source correct hands, color match these hands and disclose it obviously to the would-be buyer, or just leave it alone and sell it as is, as service hands on the watch. Nice piece. What are you asking for this one?
10,000.
Okay, yeah, we might be able to do something on this. Let's put it to the side, see if we can't get a package price going. By the way, do I have any of these watches been serviced by your watchmaker?
Yes, a few have.
A few have. So if anybody is in the South Florida area, or even if you're not and you need service on a watch, contact Max. He has an excellent in-house watchmaker that I've also recently started using. We'll put his contact information in the description below. And yeah, hit him up. All right, next up we have a more simple watch, but it looks like a really nice one. We have a plastic crystal Rolex Datejust, probably circa either 1960s, 1970s, with a very nice gray dial. Beautiful lume plots. What I'm looking for on these typically is to see if any of these lume dots have any degradation or any loss in the lume. You know, obviously, the more complete and puffy and original they are, the more valuable the watch is and the more attractive the watch is. This one seems to be in excellent condition. Nice strong case with thick and even lugs that haven't been polished down. Original bracelet with 55 end links. This is pretty darn good because they usually get worn out a la this watch, which as you can see is pretty bad. Nice piece. I think we have a couple of these. What are you asking for?
This one, 35.
35. All right. Probably like closer to like 32, 32.50, but let's put it down. We will see if we can get something going. So this is an interesting watch, especially since they just reissued a version of this. This is a Cartier Santos Dumont with a Paris dial. It looks like it has at least the original Cartier gold buckle. Unfortunately, like the GMT before it, this dial seems to have spidered, meaning again, the clear coat in the lacquer is cracked, giving it a spidery texture to it. But very cool watch. Case has been a little polished, but you can still see the edges of the watch from the original finish. And obviously these are very much so in demand. This is the larger size one. They made a smaller version. Paris style, which is generally the most desirable one. Very cool watch. What are you asking for that?
This one, also 35.
35? Okay. You know, I'm probably not even going to haggle you on that. It's a fair price. You know, if this watch didn't have this cracked out, it'd probably be worth double. I've seen them close. I've seen them sell. Yeah, I've seen them sell even upwards of 10K, you know?
Wow.
Last but not least, we have a very interesting watch. On first glance, this might look like an oyster quartz because it has the oyster quartz case and oyster quartz layout, but it's not. It is a reference 1530 oyster perpetual date with an automatic movement. And actually, it's a very, very uncommon watch. Very niche, but very popular in collecting circles because it's something very unusual that Rolex made during the era while they were pumping out these quartz watches. They're actually really prized watches that the collectors that get them really go crazy over them. Let's take a look at the condition on this one. Nice case with nice bevels, nice strong edges. The lume's perfect. Bracelet looks nice and long because finding links for this would be impossible. The serial numbers on these are engraved on the back of the case as opposed to between the lugs, because removing the bracelet is not super simple like it is on, for example, a sports model where you just press the spring bars out. This is a 4.1 serial, so it's circa 1973. So it's a very cool watch that they produced before even the oyster quartz models. What are you looking for on this?
This one, I need to get somewhere in the neighborhood of like 13.2.
Okay.
To make it work.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you go on Chrono 24 right now, I'm sure you'll see some people listing them for like 20, 25K. I don't know that that's realistic. I think it's worth somewhere in the neighborhood of what you said, maybe a little bit more, obviously.
Well, if you take a couple pieces, maybe we can
work down the price a little bit. Okay, cool. We are going to try to work out a package deal here. Dude, thank you for showing us all this on camera. If you are in the market for some of his cool modern watches, watchmaker services, or some fashionable jewelry, again, hit him up. It's Max Time and Diamonds. And again, I'll link his Instagram and his website and all that good stuff. Thanks for having us.
Of course.
Let's see if we can get a deal going for something. All right, so we're leaving Max's place. Unfortunately, it's pouring rain here, but we're able to leave with like 5 awesome watches that you guys just saw on camera. Really appreciate him calling us and giving us first crack at all these watches. Been a really special couple days, picking up that really rare Patek yesterday and these watches today. If you guys like this content, again, please help us grow the channel. Like, comment, subscribe, all the normal YouTube stuff. Hope to see you guys again next week. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.